What's up everybody, Mike McIntyre here, back from All Things Sports, bringing you a brand new unboxing video today of the new Adidas X18 Plus. This is the brand new boot from Adidas. It personally reminds me of the old F50s. I really think this boot looks really good. You're going to find it on the feet of Mo Salah, Bale, all these big name players, Benzema, in this 2018 World Cup. So stay with me for this video. I'm so happy you are here today to join me. I'm going to unbox it, show you what it's all about, and slip them on feet. Alright guys, so inside the box we have all of the boots right here. Of course you get an Adidas string bag. This is branded with the X branding on the right hand side, the Adidas branding on the left. It does say over here that the color treatment will begin to wear off over use with time. That is of course talking about the sole plate. And of course you have a sort of stitching line that runs down the middle to split the boot into a left and right pocket. Black mesh string bag, black strings. That is a quick look at the new Adidas X. I keep calling them the F50s because they remind me of the F50s. These three stripes here are the first time we've seen any sort of three-stripe branding from Adidas on the X model since it was introduced to us in 2015. So the brand new Adidas X18 Plus is a completely revolutionary design from Adidas. I'm gonna quickly read you a quote from Adidas about the upper material. The Ztylus weave is compiled of an ultra-thin woven grid of optically charged speed yarns. What? To allow for a responsive touch and lightweight feel. The new ultra soft speed mesh offers a controlled touch without restricting the movement of the foot. Optically charged speed yarns. Yeah. So that is a bunch of bullshit. Basically the Adidas X18 is made out of a brand new speed mesh material. So what they've done is taken some yarn, woven it together, and then filled it in with silicone fillings in between. So that's kind of, you can see all that down here. You can even see this area over here. If I show you the inside, you can see the sort of silicone base layer there. And then you can see how it's sort of very thin, and it's even see-through with the silicone base layer. Then you can see the yarn and of course the silicone fillings on the outside of the boot right here. So it does make for a very unique upper. It's something we haven't really seen before, not quite in this form at least. It's not the most soft from right out of the box, and that is in part because the filling needs to create some sort of lockdown with this boot. Given that there are no laces, the upper needs to be stiff enough to actually keep your foot in place and give you responsiveness that you need. So it's not the softest boot from right out of the box, as you can see simply by pushing it down. The actual laceless area over here is really quite new as well. It's a very unique synthetic. There's sort of these, I don't know what you would call them, they're sort of embossed into the fabric or something like that, engraved into the fabric. So this is not actually all that stretchy. It's not a prime knit material. It's not stretchy. It's not elasticated. It's just bouncy enough, if you will, to allow you to get your foot in. You can see as I pull on it there, it does give a little bit, but it's basically a suede-like synthetic material that is keeping your foot locked in place. And that, in combination with this claw collar design, is supposed to keep your heel locked down in place. So you can see how, again, you have these sort of embossed ridges or engraved ridges here into the fabric again itself. This is its 3D claw. It's got significant padding here in the heel. You can see that. That is supposed to keep your heel locked down in place. They do create a bit of a taller heel just to lock in the Achilles tendon, and that will help with lockdown, I suppose, but that is the 3D collar design that is supposed to keep the heel locked in, and that in combination again with this sort of synthetic suede-ish lockdown collar is going to keep the foot in place. So there's not much to it. It's a very unique upper material. It's a unique design. It's not a knitted boot, something that a lot of people think in 2018 is all these boots that are coming out are all knitted boots. This is synthetic, so it's supposed to give you a thin, synthetic feel. So with the design, of course, the speed frame hasn't really changed. It's got a little bit of a unique pattern to it. These are supposed to be cutouts here to save weight. Again, I don't think that's really doing anything, but that's the idea. The same sort of stud pattern general layout that we've seen from Adidas for the last few years. You have a stiffener bar that runs through sort of the spine here of the sole plate. All the studs are in the same place. You got 4 on the heel, 3 on the medial side, 3 on the lateral side, 1 pivot stud in the middle, and that is our general speed frame. So something we've seen for the better part of almost a decade now from Adidas. And again, why change something that doesn't need fixing? So that is the sole plate. And other than that, guys, I'm just excited about this new completely revolutionary X. I think it's sort of going back to Adidas roots. It looks a little bit more like an F50. It does sort of, you know, it just has the vibe of a very classic Adidas speed boot, and that's something I like. The X sort of got away from that a little bit, but in this generation we do sort of see that return of a pure Adidas speed boot in the form of some sort of F50 look-alike, if you will. So I do love the way the boot looks, and we're gonna slip these guys on and see what they fit and feel like, so stay tuned. Okay guys, so there's a quick look at the new Adidas X18 Plus on feet. My first impression of this boot from right out of the box is that it has a little bit of a wider fit than typical speed boots. The X was overall a very comfortable shoe for the most part, and it did fit a wide range of different foot types. But if you look at a speed boot market, typically the boots are a little bit narrower, a little bit thinner, a little bit tighter, and this one just doesn't come off as that. It's actually got a little bit of a roomier toe box. It does fit most foot types. Someone like me with a wider foot can get in it quite comfortably as well. So my first impression is really that it's got a roomier toe box, and it's a little bit wider than typical speed boots on the market. So if you're someone that wants a speed boot but typically finds them to be a little bit too narrow for you, this might be something to look at, because it does just have a little bit of a wider last to fit more foot types. Due to the fact that there are no laces on this boot, the upper material needs to be somewhat resistant from straight out of the box. So it's not the softest from out of the box, and it's not the thinnest either. I think the Vapor might be a little bit thinner than this boot, and again, I think that is in part because of the laceless design. They've got to create some sort of lockdown using the upper materials that they have. So it does feel a little bit more sort of resistant at the beginning. I'm sure it's going to soften up, but it's just not quite the thinnest feeling boot from out of the box, and it doesn't have a very padded like feel either. It's not going to fall off or anything, but it's not the most convincing boot from a lockdown perspective from right out of the box. It definitely felt more secure in a Predator 18 Plus, in the old Ace Pure Controls. I felt more secure in those boots compared to this laceless model right here. So if I were to purchase a pair of these, I would definitely go true to size. Adidas is always very good with their sizing, so go true to size, but I would go for the 18.1 model. Personally, I think the upper, from what I've read, is going to be a little bit softer from right out of the box. It doesn't need to be as resistant because there are laces. It's a very solid release from Adidas for sure. I love the look. I really do like the general vibe of the boot. It's got a lot of hype around it, and I think that that part is deserved. I really think that the boot looks the part. I really think that it feels the part. I would just go with the 18.1 version, and bam, you've got yourself a very good F50 from right out of the box. So that is my review, guys, for the X18 Plus. Thank you for tuning in. As always, I'm Mike McIntyre from All Things Sports. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. I've got more videos coming. Stay tuned to this World Cup, and we'll see you guys next time. I'm signing off for now.